There are moments when you're completely fine, safe, warm even, surrounded by people who genuinely care about you, and your body just isn't there with you. Your chest is tight for no reason you can point to. Your shoulders won't come down no matter how many times you tell them to. There's this low, humming dread sitting somewhere behind your sternum. No face, no address, no logical cause. You haven't been hurt today, but something much older inside you hasn't gotten that message yet. And honestly, I think that gap between what your mind knows and what your body feels is one of the loneliest places a person can live. Here's what I want to sit with first. You're in a meeting. Nothing dangerous is happening. It's just Tuesday. Just fluorescent lights and somebody's cold coffee. And then someone speaks to you in a tone that's slightly sharp. Nothing major, but before your mind has even finished processing the words, your stomach is already clenched. Your breathing has gone shallow. Your hands are cold. That isn't anxiety in the clinical checkbox sense. That's memory. Bessel Kolk spent his career showing us that trauma doesn't archive itself as a neat, time-stamped story in the mind. It archives itself as sensation in the body. The body doesn't understand timelines. It can't read a calendar. It only recognizes patterns. And if a particular pattern once meant that something terrible was coming, the body will fire that same alarm every time it catches even a shadow of that pattern, whether or not any real threat exists today. And here's what I want you to actually hear in that. What this reveals about you isn't weakness, it's loyalty. A fierce, relentless, exhausting loyalty your nervous system developed to keep you alive. Every flinch, every freeze, every wave of dread that seems to come from nowhere, that was protection. Brilliant, overcalibrated, never quite switches off protection. Your body learned to survive before you ever had the language to ask it to. And then there's this other thing, and honestly, this one is complicated because it doesn't look like suffering from the outside. Think about the person who can hold space for everyone else's pain with real grace, who shows up, who listens, who never seems to fall apart, but who, alone at the end of the day, feels strangely disconnected from their own body, like they're living 2 inches to the left of themselves. Peter Levin, who developed somatic experiencing, understood something that took the wider world a long time to catch up to. When an overwhelming experience can't be fully processed, when the body's instinctive response to threat gets interrupted or suppressed, that energy doesn't dissolve. It gets held somewhere, in the jaw, in the hips, in that baseline tension you've quietly accepted as just who you are. Stephen Porges's polyvagal theory adds another layer to this, showing us that the nervous system cycles through distinct states of safety, mobilization, and shutdown, and the trauma can leave a person caught between those gears, neither fully safe, neither fully in crisis, just suspended. And I genuinely find that image hard to sit with, because so many people are living there right now and calling it fine. So let me say this as plainly as I can. That disconnection you feel from your own body isn't emptiness. It's evidence of how hard your system has been working, for how long, with how little rest. You didn't go numb because something is fundamentally wrong with you. You went numb because you're human, and you were carrying more than anyone should ever carry alone. So here's where we are. Your body was never your enemy, not once. It's been speaking to you in the only language it has. Contractions in the chest, weight behind the eyes, a restlessness that no amount of busyness can quiet. And I think if you're watching this, some part of you already knew that. Healing doesn't begin with fixing. It begins with something quieter and in many ways harder, with listening, with learning to treat your body's signals as information rather than interference. That's not a small shift. For a lot of people, it's the whole shift. If something in this video stirred something in you, I'd really encourage you to stay, because what comes next goes even deeper.